All right, joining me tonight, Amy Kelly. She's our expert tonight on Ask the Expert, and she happens to be with Creekside at 3 Rivers Assisted Living and Memory Care. Say that 3 times fast.
No, I get tongue-tied.
Amy's here to, really answer any questions that you have when it comes to a loved one entering memory care, assisted living, and kind of just letting us know a little bit more about behind the scenes of what it's like to work at assisted living care center, and as we get to call it, a campus where you guys are located, because it's beautiful. But let's talk about some other things tonight. We've covered a lot. Is there anything you want to go back into, or maybe something new to talk about?
I just think it's important to always tour the communities. Take a look at it. Look at the residents, look at the staff. Does the staff look happy? I think that's a key. Are they smiling? Do they greet you as you walk through the hallways? So I think that's always important to do. And then making sure it's a good fit. Like I said earlier, every assisted living is very different. They look different, they are laid out differently. Some are larger, some are very small, maybe 10 apartment assisted living. So I think it's important to really tour, see if it'll be a good fit for your loved one, because essentially that's their home. That's going to be home. So
that's absolutely right. My goodness, we've always had so many great topics to talk about. I always pick and choose, but I always seem to go back to, let's talk about the food.
Yeah.
I love when you guys tell us a little bit about the food that you provide. And we have Krista coming. Let's get to Krista's call first,
okay,
and we'll go into that.
Okay.
Most importantly, we want to get to our callers tonight. Hi, Krista. Welcome to Open Line. What's your question for Amy?
Hi, I was wondering how the memory care for the patients went about.
Thank you for calling. I'll let you answer that, Amy.
Yeah, thank you, Krista. Memory care is, as I mentioned earlier, it is a secured neighborhood. The patient or the staff to patient ratio is much higher in a memory care setting than you would have in assisted living, because those residents typically need more support. They need more support with their ADLs, as I was talking earlier about activities of daily living. So they need help with bathing and toileting and getting dressed in the morning, maybe cutting up their food, things like that. So with memory care, those residents require a higher level of care. There is a higher level of staff for that setting. And then the programming is very important. Do you have programming available for residents who have memory or cognitive impairments? Music therapy is a big one, pet therapy, certain types of activities. Music seems to go a really long way in memory care. We love that at Creekside, and I know it's very popular in the United States, actually, for music therapy. So I think that's the key, is making sure that you have good programming. It is a secured neighborhood. The staff is appropriate, things like that.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your call, Krista. We appreciate you tuning in and giving us a call. It's always cool when someone tunes in and then actually gives us a call. We love that. So I know it's not easy to do. You also provide something that a lot of places don't, and that is when it comes to the nursing. Is a nurse practitioner that's on staff?
We actually have a nurse practitioner, a podiatrist that comes in, and a psychiatrist.
Wow.
So the nurse practitioner visits our building once a week, and she is available anytime we need her. I always recommend that our residents sign up to see her. They don't have to switch over to her being the primary care. They can still go to their primary care physician if they'd like. We all know we get attached to our doctors, so we would never want to take that away. But what they can do is see her on an as-needed basis. If they get a urinary tract infection or they get pneumonia, something like that, we can easily get antibiotics. She can order labs to check for infections, things like that. So that is a wonderful service that is provided, and it's billed through insurance. Podiatry comes in as well. It's billed through insurance. They don't have to go out, especially that's important for our diabetics. Most people will not trim toenails, things like that, if you're a diabetic, so that's important to have. And then our psychiatry services are very important, especially for our memory care neighborhoods, to assess their needs. I mean, that's always changing. Their cognitive impairment's always changing. They maybe have behaviors, they have agitation, paranoia, things like that. So it's important that we have someone to call that can address those needs quickly.
Definitely. Let's give a quick shout out to the staff. A little bit about, really the training. It's everyone's an expert in their field.
Yeah, we do. They go through a new hire orientation. It is a 2-day orientation. We find that's very important to learn the culture of the community. I think if you don't know the culture, it's not a good fit. You need to know what Creekside is all about. We also do memory care support and education, especially those residents who are working in that area.
Great. All right, well, we're going to take one more quick break. Keep it right here, and we'll wrap up things with Creekside and Amy here on Open Line.
Thank you.